news, you sick bastard!
So this might be stretching health news a bit, but this is a fun story. See, J-Dawg, who you hear in the openings, and in many, many of my true stories, they're all true, I swear, he feels he loves this podcast so much, and yes, he loves this podcast so much, he feels like I'm making it just for him. And in some ways, I guess I am. I mean, he's probably my biggest fan. But with that in mind, sometimes when I tell stories, I have to include him even when he doesn't appear. But in this case, he does appear. This is a true story. See, in high school, J-Dawg had a job at Domino's, and he did delivery, and I was out of high school. He was either just getting out of high school. It was right around then. And or he was still in high school, but he was still working there. So one day we're hanging out, just, goofing off as teens do. And I was like, oh, shit, man. I just had surgery like 2 weeks ago. And because I was in a car accident. And I've got to go in and get a checkup. Ah, shit, my battery's low. That's fine. I'll start it over. You know what? I should keep this in just to... I'll think about it. Come on now. Here we go. Oh, didn't even stop sound speeding. Okay, that's fine. Let's refocus. Refocusing. Yeah, this is the anatomy of how a fucking podcast is made. Slating back in. J-Dawg at the doctor. So, J-Dawg and I went to the doctor. And yes, I've decided I'm keeping all that in. It's fine. So, we're hanging out, and I've got to go to this follow-up appointment. See, I'd been in this horrible car accident. I was in the back seat of a Geo Metro when it flew off Highway 2 at freeway speed, 60, 70 miles an hour. It hit the ditch. It flipped forward onto the roof. I was in the back seat asleep. I had only a lap belt because there were no shoulder restraints in the back seat, and I smashed my face into the seat in front of me, messing up my face pretty bad. For the next year, I had sinus infections and all kinds of problems breathing, and they went in and fixed my deviated septum. It didn't look bad, but I kept getting sick. Doctor was like, what you could do is use this Flonase, 2 pumps in each nostril, morning and night. And I was like, okay, so that's 8 pumps a day. How long do I have to do that? He said, forever. I said, great. What else you got? He's like, I guess we could do surgery. Done. Surgery it is. So I got the surgery. 2 weeks go by. I go in for my follow-up. Well, J-Dawg and I are hanging out. We go by his work, and he's like, hey, there was a Russian girl that worked there. I don't remember her name, but let's say it's Luba, because that's a funny-ass name. And he's like, hey, Luba, can we get a deep pin pizza? A deep pin pizza? And she's like, you know what? For you guys, absolutely. Here you go. And he insisted we put vegetables on it, which was not my thing, but he'd gotten jaded from pizza. Anyway, that's not the point. So we start eating it, and then I'm like, holy crap, we've got to go to my doctor. I forgot. So we drive over to my doctor. We go into the lobby, and we sit down in a room full of people and start eating pizza. People are looking at us. The hell is going on here? Just, two dudes eating pizza in a doctor's office. And finally, Mr. White, Brian White. Oh, that's me. I get up, I walk over, and just as they open the door, I grab the door, I hold it open, and holy smokes, right behind me, there's J-Dawg. Apparently, he's going to join me in the little room. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. Go back to the room. I go, dude, where's the pizza? Because I just left it. I left it out there. I left it. Who cares? We're full. It's the world's pizza now. So we're young and smart asses, so we start rummaging through all the supplies and shit. We're playing with tongue depressors. We're cotton swabbing each other from 2 feet away with those ridiculously long swabbers. He puts on some rubber-ass gloves. And just then, the doctor comes in. I'm like, this is going to be fine. It's fine. I know this guy. I've met him many, many times. It's going to be fine. Doctor comes in. It ain't my doctor. My doctor's on vacation. Holy smokes. Okay, this is going to be fine. I'm like, hey, yeah, you're Brian. Yeah, I'm Brian. Nice to meet you. Shakes my hand. And he turns to J-Dawg and says, and you are? And he holds out his hand and he goes, hello, I'm Jacob. And he's wearing a rubber glove, and he shakes the doctor's hand and it goes, squeak! It squeaks like a goddamn circus balloon. It's like a balloon animal. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, this is, you know what? We look like absolute idiots, but this is fine. So, doctor checks it out. He's like, well, it's still a little deviated. Cartilage has a tendency to do that, but it's still under warranty. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, you get that we're jokers. You're joking too. So great. So he sticks this horrible expanding tampon up one nostril. It's this little thing. It looks like a little OB. What a difference. Blah, blah, blah. Sticks it up there. It expands. It pushes the cartilage to the side. I have to wear it for another 2 weeks. And he's like, yeah, come in a week. I'm like, well, I'm going to be out of town in a week. He's like, okay, see you in 2. Take it out before then. So we go to leave. We walk out. And we're like, oh, God, the pizza's gone. Just keep your head down and go to the door. And they're like, sir, excuse me, sir. Yes? You forgot your pizza. Oh. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we saw that we put it back here. Here you go. Here's your pizza. Apparently they didn't even molest it while we were gone. That was easy. That was one of the 2 weirdest doctor's appointments I've ever had. A slightly less weird, an equally weird but slightly less doctor appointment-y thing was about maybe a month later. I was at the gym at Bally's in Linwood, and I bumped into my actual surgeon. And I was like, hey, I went to the follow-up and you were on vacation. And, I had to get the thing put in and all that. And he's like, oh, you want me to take a look? I'm like, sure. Middle of the gym, he pushes me up against the wall, tips my head back, and starts looking inside my nose. Oh, you think lifting weights draws attention? Try having a grown man look inside a teenager's head. It was, and people are like looking, like, is this and he's like, well, it looks good. The sutures came out nicely. The deviation seems to have abated. I'm like, hey, what's up? Yeah, hey, you lift? This is kind of weird. So that was, again, this whole segment strains the theme of health news, but it's just a great story, and I haven't told it in probably 20 years, so I feel like a great weight has been lifted off my chest and sinuses.